Alright, so in this video we're going to cover how to do caves, tunnels, things like that. This is a very crude example of how it looks, but it's still the same concept of how it works. So let's go through it, just so you guys know. If you haven't watched the cliff making videos or the mountain making videos, you have to watch those before you get to this. So make sure to go watch the cliff and the mountains first, so you know how to get to the tunnels and caves. Okay. It's basically the same concept when it comes to cliffs and mountains. As you see here on this crude example, the side walls have blocks that we're going to replace. The top does too, and these diagonal ones do as well, but this bottom one does not. That is because we have to make the brush to put in the world edit. So if you don't know how to make the brush, I'm going to show you really fast. Go to your world edit settings. You're going to have to get the slab. Should just be gravel and stone. You want to get a mixture of both. Let's get one stone, one gravel. You're going to look at that stone middle part. You don't want to have to get the rest of it because this is grass. Like if we do block ID, you go in the chat, do block ID, enter, it's going to say grass slab. You don't want grass. You want to say stone slab, and then this one is grass or gravel slab. Okay, so in order to make it, just go to your brushes, create a brush, get a tool. I'm gonna use a wooden sword. Go to overlay brush, do Terra Draconis stone underscore slab, comma Terra Draconis gravel underscore slab, comma air. You always want to put one air at least. You want to keep the depth to -1. The size you can play with. I'm going to keep it at 3. Click submit, click OK, go out. Get your wooden sword or whatever item you use to bind it with, and now you can see it's actually affecting it. But the reason it's turning these into grass is because all this is grass. Okay, so what you're going to do first is go onto your area where you're putting your flattish terrain. So like for here, for example, this is flat terrain, that's a wall, and that's the ceiling. Those are going to be completely different. So on here, we're just going to put in some of that terrain. And then for areas that it didn't like complete, you just go in and manually put it in for yourself. If it looks like it needs it, it needs it. And after that's done, that's the floor done. Now we're going to do the walls and the ceiling. So what you're going to do is you're going to select. You're going to get your pattern mask picker, your spawn glass block, fill selection, and your wooden axe. So just select each corner. Oops, there we go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our time and build this out really quick. So that's the biggest one, that's the littlest one. Over here, we're going to do, that's thick, this is thick, middle, skinny. Okay, and then on the back side, we have this one is thick, this one is skinny, this one is thick, this one is skinny. Okay, so now we're going to take our time getting the correct blocks. So for these diagonal ones, if you haven't watched the cliff videos, it's the same concept, just get your wood vertical staircase. Gonna get the stone variant, here we go. And then we're gonna get this one right here. The stone vertical quarter. So on this side, we want it to be facing this way. We're gonna put it like that and like that. On this side, we want it facing this way. We're gonna put it like that and that. And that's preparing those two. So for this side, we're gonna get 2 other blocks. We're going to get our vertical half slabs right there, and then we're also going to get our staff. Oop. It's called the Vimwo staff. but I just look up staff to get it really fast. So for here, we're gonna put one there, and then the top one, we're gonna click one time with the Vimeo staff. It'll alter the ID of the block. Boom, boom, top one, done. And then for these, what's tricky about this is actually, let's build this up a little bit, because these are on the ceiling. So with this, you're gonna get your thin block, get your stone variant. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom, boom. Click it 2, 3 times. Which ones are thick? So the dark one's the thick, this one's the thin, this one's middle, and this one's the thinnest. So on the thinnest, we're gonna leave it. We're gonna click this once, this one twice. And that's how we can get it on the ceiling. Okay, now that that's done, let's take our time actually replacing them all. So we're gonna replace this one with this, fill it in. And as you can see, all those dark green blocks have been replaced. This light one should now be replaced by that. We fill it in, boom. Pretty simple, not too hard. Same thing over here. Replace this with this, fill it in. Replace this with this, fill it in. Boom. Same thing for the top. We're gonna replace this one with this one, fill it in. This one with this one, fill it in. This one with this one, fill it in. Now you can see that the roof of it is actually looking a lot nicer. All the way around. We'll do the same thing over here. Replace this block with this, fill it in. Replace this with this, fill it in. And now on the sides, it's a lot more defined. So all your caves and tunnels should already come preloaded with all these wool blocks and other things. So you don't have to take your time putting in the wool blocks or anything like that. You just go ahead and replace them. The only thing that takes a little bit of time is just setting up the brush for the bottom. And that's really not hard at all. Now, there's only one more thing that you should really focus on, which is going to be, let me find it. Your pointed dripstone, pale hanging roots, and then just hanging roots, and then just other little things like the vertical quarters that can hang down, like right here. And maybe if you want to put some of this other stuff, you can too. I'm only going to focus on these 4 though. So on the roof of it, just find areas that you can put it on. What I like to do is I like to make clumps of them. So you don't ever just want to spread these out. You always want to make clumps of these little things. This kind of decorates the roof a little bit. Looking good. If there's any that are floating, just take your time and fix that up. Okay. And as you can see, the roof is now looking a bit more dirtier and just lived in. Maybe I'm gonna put some more dripstone right here. If it's floating, you can't do that. Looking good. Actually, I kind of want to put some more of this right here. Okay, yep. And that's pretty much how you make the caves and tunnels. It's not too complicated.